Alright, here we are with the resource challenge. Generally speaking, these ones are pretty good premium because you end up getting like 6 cloning labs off the premium. Well, assuming the premium is 600 still. If the premium is 1,000, then I'm not sure. But you get a bunch of cloning labs, so it's normally cheaper just to take the premium here than it is to buy the cloning labs outright. And cloning labs are quite good. So, the map is Rorschach again. We would just play Rorschach every single game, apparently. We just always had to play Rorschach, it would seem. I'm not sure why the developers like Rorschach so much, but they give it to us as... This and Tide Pools seems to be their 2 favorite maps. God knows why. I think both of those maps are pretty bad. But anyway, so Rorschach and Scorpion Tail, these are actually quite good double harvester maps. I am going to play Mammoth Tank because Mammoth Tank is hilarious. Not because it wins. I mean, maybe I'll win, who knows. I'm just going to play Mammoth Tank because it's fun. I wouldn't recommend you guys do this because, you know, if you're trying to win, then you should play good units. But I am simply going to play Mammoth Tank for a laugh. So I think this is the best Mammoth Tank deck. Orca and Drone Swarm are just really overpowered right now, so you want to play these two. It's also really difficult to make units that are very good against Harvester and the air units. Because tanks don't shoot air, and they're the best way to kill Harvesters, basically. So yeah, you play Hammerhead because you need an anti-air unit for you to support your Mammoth Tank. Hammerhead is terrible, but you don't really want to tech switch into another building for your anti-air. And you could probably play Slingshot, but you want it to be an air unit because then their unit is unlikely to kill both Mammoth Tank and Hammerhead. You have to play Jackson with Mammoth Tank because you need the boost so you can run things over. So this is the deck I'm going to play. Just going to do this for fun, really. Alright, here we go. Mammoth Tank time.
Establishing battlefield control.
So the reason that Hammerhead is better than Talon is because you need to actually dominate your opponent's air units. If you have a Mammoth Tank that your opponent... If you make a Mammoth Tank and your opponent makes like 3 or 4 Banshees, or 2 or 3 Banshees, you can't afford to be trying to trade Talons with them. That's going to be way too slow. You're definitely going to get wrecked. You have to have something that just absolutely dominates those Banshees. So you have to play Hammerhead, really. You could play Slingshot, but Slingshot's kind of slow and bad. And again, like, you need to tech switch building, so I don't really want to play Slingshot. So that's why I'm playing Hammerhead. Even though I believe Hammerhead is actually a very, very, very bad unit. And I would heavily recommend people do not play Hammerhead unless they're playing some nonsense like this Mammoth Tank deck. One of the advantages of Mammoth Tank is that it beats almost all other tech. There's very few tech units you can run into that will beat Mammoth Tank. So if you do play Mammoth Tank, there's a reasonable chance you'll be able to beat anyone else playing Double Harvester simply by having a better tech unit than them. So this guy is not really charging the missiles, he's trying to pressure my Harvesters. This is a mistake a lot of new players make when fighting Double Harvester. They think that you're supposed to kill the Harvesters. That doesn't do anything. I can just rebuild them immediately for 0 Tiberium. I lose almost no mining time. Like, I lose a little bit. But the most important thing is simply to end the game quickly by charging the missiles. Killing my Harvesters will give him money, but won't actually stop me getting my money. As you can see, the missile is almost halfway to the first missile, and I'm about to make a Mammoth Tank. So, yeah, my opponent could have fired... It's 1 minute 40. My opponent probably could have fired 2 missiles at this point if he'd been charging from the start. But instead he didn't, and now he's dead to Mammoth Tank. So that is why people say charge the missile against Double Harvester decks. Because you're not going to stop them getting their tech unit out by killing their Harvesters. You are, however, going to stop them getting their tech unit out by having the game end at like 1 minute 20. So he's got a Basilisk. This is another example of a unit you really want to have the Hammerhead for. Here comes another one. So obviously we're a little bit pop capped here. We're not going to rebuild our Harvesters because we have infinite Tiberium anyway. I'm sitting on 260. I can build like a Mammoth and a Hammerhead here. I'm going to boost the Hammerhead, kill these Basilisks quickly. And that looks like it's game over. My opponent has nothing going on. And there's no way he ever beats this mammoth tank. Alright, cool. So, pretty colossal error from my opponent there. He doesn't know how to beat double harvester. Maybe he'll watch this and realize where he made his error. But mammoth tank. Mammoth tank.
You are victorious.
Mammoth tank is the best. Obviously, mammoth tank's not really the best. Mammoth tank's actually trash, but it's fun, so that's why we're gonna mammoth people. Let me sort out my cloning lab quickly, and then I need to reset my bounty from Liang. Actually, I'll probably just leave it and do it later.
Cloning sequence
Alright,
initiated.
mammoth tank. Nope, that's the wrong event. Mammoth tank.
Establishing battlefield control.
Mammoth tank isn't complete garbage. I think it's similar to Avatar
New objective available.
in that it's not powerful enough to win you the game most of the like against a competent opponent. You're probably still not going to win the game by making one, but you can steal wins. Like you can definitely kill people who are not expecting you to suddenly have a mammoth tank.
Unit ready.
And once the mammoth tank does come out, you are normally in pretty good shape. Like once you actually make a mammoth tank, you'll normally win the game. Another problem with mammoth tank is at the moment Orca is very popular. Both Orca and Orca Bomber are both extremely popular units at the moment, and they both beat mammoth tank. So
Building
that is a small issue with the old Mama Mammoth right now. So we're gonna go into drones. Drone and Orca combo is very strong, beats basically everything in the game right now. He's also gone double harvester, so we're gonna go Orca to harass. Oh, slingshot. Okay, well, it's exciting. So we're gonna shoot this and then run away,
unit lost.
and then we're gonna make another drone swarm. So this slingshot is a bit of an issue actually. We don't really have a good unit to fight this until mammoth tank, which obviously is some ways away. So we're gonna have to use missile troopers. Have to combo missile troopers and drones to try and fight him here. So he's playing Pitbull as well. Alright, we can probably snipe the Pitbull here.
Ready.
Yeah, nice. Then we'll run away because I don't want the slingshot to kill my Orca. Alright, the slingshot's now gone, so we'll push on his harvester again. Again, I'm just really happy whenever the missile isn't charging. That's really what I'm looking for. Alright, so he's going to defend his harvester. No, he's going for the missile. He should in fact go for the missile. I'm going to boost my Orca to kill his slingshot.
Unit lost.
Alright, there goes the slingshot, and then we'll try and take all of the pads. This Orca is going to go down, but hopefully we buy ourselves enough time, maybe. It's going to be close. And we take the first missile. Alright, sweet. I didn't actually notice how much money I had. I didn't realize I was already at mammoth tank.
Online.
Obviously, we'll make a mammoth tank. And we'll boost it.
Unit ready.
Run over these shockwave troopers, kill the slingshot, and then go for his harvesters. The reason to go for the harvesters is that if you do lose your mammoth tank, you want to be able to immediately replace it. So by killing the harvesters, you... Oh, it's a mammoth tank mirror! Alright, so the thing I learned from Avatar Mirror is that the person who just simply has more of the unit named will win. So if you're in an Avatar Mirror, the guy with more avatars wins. If you're in a Mammoth Tank Mirror, the guy with more Mammoth Tanks wins. And I have more Mammoth Tanks, so I believe Smoke is fully dead at this point. See ya, Smoke. Thanks for playing, bud. Mammoth Tank.
Missile launched.
Alright, 2-0 with Mammoth. So that guy did play Mammoth Tank with Slingshot. It's pretty good. I think it makes sense. You can definitely do that. I just think that the air units make it harder, make it more complicated for your opponent to harass your harvest as well. It's so easy to destroy an attacking vehicle with an Orca.
3, 2, 1.
So I think I would much rather simply play the air units myself than be trying to fight opponent's air units. Alright, so the reason we're going rifles after first harvester is that I'm worried about rushes a little bit. So I want to be able to stall the first missile for a little while. So here comes some shocks, so we're going to make another harvester.
Mama Mammoth says eat your veggies.
Thanks for the bits, Nukin. So we're going to be looking to stall the missile as much as possible.
Unit ready.
Alright, here comes the second shock trooper. So we're going to line up in a defensive concave. Make it harder for him to push in, and we're going to go into drone swarm.
Unit ready.
As you can see, the missile is yellow currently. This is basically just what I want from life.
Unit lost.
Every time the missile is yellow, I'm happy. Every time the missile is red or blue, I'm sad. So currently I'm sad.
Lost.
So we're going to continue harassing his troops, keep him building stuff, and try and contest this missile. This is a very classic example of why it's so difficult to
Unit
stop
ready.
someone. If you have two harvesters, you're just so pop capped, it's very difficult to stop them from doing whatever they want, really.
Launched. Unit ready.
Which is why double harvester
Structural damage
is
received.
not considered a strong strategy most of the time. So he fires the first missile, then makes his second harvester. I don't like that. He's very far behind in tech now, because I've had my two harvesters running for a long time. I'm actually about to make my mammoth tank, and it's unlikely that he's that close to his tech lab. And unless his tech lab is Kodiak, it's not going to beat mammoth tank. And even if it is Kodiak, I have hammerheads, so you know. So here goes mammoth. Boost it and kill these missiles.
Unit ready.
Then we'll go after the harvesters, because again, I want to be able to rebuild my mammoth tank. If it does somehow die, I want to be able to rebuild it immediately. So we get the hammerhead to protect it. This, as you can see, people play Orca. That's a thing people do at the moment. It makes it much harder to play mammoth tank. We're going to boost our hammerhead to kill this Orca, and we're going to drive our mammoth onto the pad. We're also going to move a harvester to the pad now, because we don't want to lose to not having enough pop cap.
Lost.
And then we're going to put mammoth tanks on both pads. And then when the missile fires, we're going to go after his base. And the reason for that is that if you have a heavy advantage, like say 3 mammoth tanks on the field, you don't want to give your opponent a chance to punk you by stealing a missile. So we're simply just going to attack his base and force him to kill mammoth tanks if he wants to play the game. And obviously the best unit he has to kill mammoth tank is Orca, so we'll keep hammerheads hanging around. And we're going to harvest his Tiberium. That's purely for fun. I'm just doing that to BM him, honestly. There's no real reason for me to harvest his Tiberium. That's just me having a fun time. Alright, so as you can see, this many mammoth tanks is completely unbeatable, and he's dead. Hooray! Mammoth hype.
Objective complete. Establishing battlefield control.
So I've been informed that the
1.
limit of actions per game is about 2,000. So that game where I got disconnected for having too many actions, I must have used around 2,000 actions. So the nightmare scenario for us here is opponent opens wheels and starts charging the missile. The fact he's moving his harvester means he's definitely going double. Now, normally I would say immediately charge the missile here, but we're also a double harvester deck. Yep, there it is. So because we're also a double harvester deck, you have to basically work out who is more likely to win in the late game. I have a mammoth tank, so it's probably me. But since we're both pop capped equally by harvesters, I'm pretty happy to go and try and fight this missile normally.
Lost.
Because
Unit lost.
obviously like, we both have the same pop cap restrictions from harvesters.
Ready.
So we can just basically play a sort of close to normal game where I'm just down. Sorry, where we have similar pop caps. Alright, so he's made a Phantom to kill Drone Swarm. That feels terrible because Phantom is so slow at killing Drone Swarm. Right, see, he's spewing a lot of resources here as well. Like, the Phantom cost him 150 for the building plus the Phantom. These Fanatics are 30 each.
Ready. Unit lost.
I'm pretty close to Mammoth Tank now.
Unit ready. Unit
Alright, there's
lost.
Mammoth Tank. But we have Mammoth Tank before first missile fires, so that's pretty good. He basically has to have Basilisk to fight this. That's the only Nod Tech unit that will beat a Mammoth Tank. And we're taking the first missile, so that's good. So we're going to want a Phantom. Oh, sorry, Hammerhead. He has the Phantom. We're going to want Hammerhead in case his response is a Basilisk. It's an Avatar. Okay, so Mammoth actually beats Avatar. Pretty sure. Yeah, as you can see, Mammoth beats Avatar pretty happily. It's kind of close, actually. It's kind of close. The reason it's close is because I needed to reload when his Avatar showed up. And he boosted. We both had a boost, but my boost was already on cooldown. So, obviously, I won that engagement. I had a little bit of missile support, but mostly Mammoth just beats Avatar. And then I kill the Harvester, so I'm able to immediately make a new Mammoth Tank. And much like in the Avatar mirror, the person who makes more Avatars wins. In the Mammoth versus Avatar mirror, or pseudo mirror, the guy with Mammoth Tank just wins. Because Mammoth Tank just beats Avatar 1v1. So that's that game over. He can't realistically beat Mammoth Tanks.
Nuclear warhead launched.
Mammoth Tank is a unit we experimented with a little bit when we were looking for answers to Avatar, when Avatar was considered overpowered. And it was just too slow back then. It was before it got its speed boost, so it didn't actually stop the Avatar, because the Avatar just walked past it and killed all your Harvesters. But now that Mammoth has the speed boost, I think it's a legitimate answer to Avatar. Not that you need a legitimate answer to Avatar anymore, because it got nerfed so much. Like now everyone just plays Orca, and it's not a scary unit at all. The Avatar nerfs were completely unnecessary in my opinion. I know a lot of people thought it was overpowered, but I think it just beats the War Factory meta that was so popular at the time. And no one, instead of switching to more air-based units to fight it, or even a tech splash like I did with the Basilisk and Nagralisk, people instead just complained it was overpowered until it got nerfed. Okay, so he's gone with a War Factory opening. This is quite bad for me actually, because I can't really fight it with my rifles, and I want to make second Harvester, but then he's going to immediately be able to make Pitbull to harass it. So War Factory opening is definitely tough for me. We're just going to run around a bit. Okay, so he's also got double Harvester. That's probably good for me. It means that he's not going to harass my Harvesters quickly. We're probably just going to save for an Orca. Trying to fight Rhinos with missiles is stupid. Rhinos just crush them completely. Alright, so we're going to save for this Orca. We're going to have this Orca run around a bit. The Orca will one-shot his units, which is nice. Make some new riflemen just for scouting. Alright, once we've killed the Rhinos, we can use missiles to block off his Pitbull. And we'll go and kill this Rhino. Hopefully he doesn't retarget and manage to kill my Orca. Nope, he didn't, so that's good. And he loses his Pitbull as well. Alright, feels good, man. Feels good. Hopefully the Orca reloads and can kill this Rhino. It's a little sketchy. The Orca's so low I don't want to drive it in because it'll lose the defender's advantage. So I'm simply going to make a new Orca. And then I'm going to swap these around. Hopefully with defender's advantage I get to kill his Pitbull. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. And I'm going to fire the missile. Hooray! And Mammoth Tank time. And now he's dead. Oh, here comes the Disruptor. For those of you wondering, in the Disruptor versus Mammoth Tank matchup, you may be surprised to learn that it's Mammoth Tank that comes out ahead. I know it's surprising, given how overpowered things like Disruptor and Sandstorm are, but actually, Mammoth Tank beats them all. You know? It's surprising, I know, because all of these units are so strong, and yet Mammoth Tank don't give a fuck. Alright, so we kill his Harvesters. This one Mammoth Tank is going to kill all of his tech units, basically. Sandstorm is not good in a tech unit mirror match. It's good against, like, lower tier units, but it's pretty garbage against tech units. So yeah, I guess we'll make some more Mammoth Tanks. I'm going to try and suicide this Orca, because I want to get more Mammoth Tanks on the field. Yeah, kill my Orca, please. See if we can suicide a Harvester as well. So we can get more Mammoth Tanks. Yeah, I'm going to stop him harvesting by blocking his Siberium. Okay, a Wolverine. For those of you wondering, the Wolverine versus Mammoth Tank matchup goes exactly how you'd expect. The 3 Mammoth Tanks versus Wolverine matchup goes even worse for the Wolverine. Alright, so we've got 4 Mammoth Tanks now. We might be able to make it to 5. We're going to need to lose a Harvester, probably. Alright, he's going to try and punk me with Liang Drone, but we ain't gonna have that nonsense. Pretty close to another Mammoth Tank here. I don't think we're going to manage it. Oh, can we get off the pad in time? Come on, Mammoth. Ah, I didn't quite manage it. Alright, sad. Only 4 Mammoth Tanks that game.
You are victorious.
Okay. Mammoth is the best. 5-0 with Mammoth Tank. I'd be a little surprised if I get 10-0 with Mammoth Tank, but you never know. You never know.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1.
Stranger things have happened.
Building online.
Only 4 mammoth tanks. I consider that a loss.
I understand, Yukin. I understand, man. I tried to get the 5th man, but the guy just wasn't going to let me have it. Jeffrey asks, what's the value for this event like? Is it 1,000 or 600 diamonds? Because that'll obviously determine the value. I think the value is quite good because you get labs. And labs are worth, like, quite a lot of diamonds anyway, because labs are good. Like, labs are just a good way to use... Well, labs are an okay way to use diamonds. They're pretty decent. So the fact you get labs from this event makes me think it's probably a decent value event. But I'll need to check at the premium cost at the end. So this guy didn't make a unit for ages. That makes me think he probably made a second harvester. And now he's aggressively defending this area. Yeah. You can tell when someone makes a second harvester a lot of the time because there's like a lull in their unit production. There'll be like a short period of time when no units appear, despite them having the pop cap for it. And that's how you know that they've made a harvester instead.
Unit ready.
So, because the reason I'm not charging is because I have Mammoth Tank, so I think I'm going to win the tech war anyway. There's a Widowmaker. Okay, so this Widowmaker is really awkward for me. I actually need my Mammoth Tank to fight it. We're not that close to the Mammoth Tank. We're still only like 50 Tiberium. So I'm going to try and hold off this Widowmaker for enough time for me to get to the Mammoth Tank. Alright, so, for those of you wondering, Mammoth Tank versus Widowmaker matchup. It goes quite heavily in favor of the Mammoth Tank, actually. I don't know if you guys were expecting that, but that's how it goes. The Mammoth Tank does win by quite a lot. The Basilisk matchup is actually quite bad for Mammoth Tank, however. That one, I will admit, we lose. But, luckily, we have the Missile Troopers. And we have the Hammerhead, so we can use those to defeat it. So we're going to try and go after his Harvester. Same reason as always. I need to be able to remake the Mammoth Tank if it dies. I'm going to boost it because I really want to kill this Harvester so I can afford a new Mammoth Tank. Going to be close. Are we going to get the Harvester? We don't. That's very upsetting. We do, however, kill his Basilisks. And this Orca should be able to go finish it off. And then we'll make another Mammoth Tank. Alright, Mammoth Tank life.
What an upset, Widowmaker loser.
You can surprised at the outcome of this matchup, Widowmaker versus Mammoth Tank. Alright, here we go. Mammoth Tank to the base now. He's obviously out of Tiberium at this point, so we're just going to go and kill off his Harvesters. Yeah, he's gone for a Banshee. This guy's deck is very strange. He has Banshee and Basilisk. Alright, so pretty easy win. Living the dream.
Nuke and Wood have lost to the Widowmaker.
I believe that's 6.
Establishing battlefield control. New objective received.
Harvester reporting.
Building online.
I'm on it. Infantry ready.
Alright, so opponent has gone Scout Rifleman. We're gonna go and check if he goes Double Harvester. That's probably his first. Yeah.
Marching orders.
It would have been difficult for him to get a third unit already.
Move, move.
So I'm just gonna go straight into another Harvester.
Harvester ready.
Harvester here. Reporting.
Alright, so he's immediately charging. This is the first person who has shown
Rifleman.
that he knows what he's doing against Double Harvester. This is exactly what you do when your opponent Double Harvesters. You immediately start charging the pads. So I'm going to make a second Rifleman and stall. Now he's going to go and try and charge. Okay, so he's going to Talon. Talon is pretty awkward for me. I have to wait for a Hammerhead to fight it.
Rifleman ready.
But I do want to stall this missile, so I'm going to do that.
Missiles prompt. Infantry.
Alright, this guy's playing pretty well, honestly. He's shown a pretty decent level of competency. That's a good turret as well. So he's going to fire this missile really quickly.
Unit lost.
That's not a great deal. It's going to be difficult for me to stall. Yeah, like this guy knows what he's doing. He's like charged the pads. He's fired the missile at 110. This is exactly how you fight Double Harvester.
Major structural damage received.
Like he hasn't gone for my Harvesters because that's not actually how you fight Double Harvester. Now is when he should pressure my Harvesters with something.
Unit ready.
But yeah, here come the missiles to pressure my Harvester. This is exactly how you fight Double Harvester.
Unit lost.
Yeah. Hitball for the Hammerheads. That turret wasn't a great one. That was a bit of a spew. I don't really care.
Building
So we're going to make the Mammoth soon. The Mammoth has to now win us the game immediately, basically. So we actually need to lose a rifle squad so we can build the Mammoth. Alright, here comes the Mammoth. So the Mammoth needs to now take over the game immediately. If he removes this Mammoth tank, we lose. That's usually how these games work. If you lose your first tech unit, the game is normally over. So that's why we've preserved this Hammerhead for so long. To try and ensure that we can defeat anything that can kill our Mammoth tank.
Unit lost.
So once we take this missile, it becomes very difficult for our opponent to win. Alright, cool. So now we've taken the missile, we make another Mammoth,
Unit ready.
and it becomes very hard for my opponent to win at this point. He did play well against Double Harvester, but he simply didn't have a real answer to the Mammoth tank, and he didn't force me to spend enough money early game. He made me spend a little bit of money early game, but he made me make the Hammerhead, which was good, although I probably shouldn't have made the Hammerhead. That was probably an overreaction by me. But he needed to continue to force me to make things like Hammerhead and Orca. So he needed to send like Pitbulls at my Harvester, things that would force me to make expensive units to defend
Enhanced.
and slow down my Mammoth tank. Because my Mammoth tank was actually like, it came out about halfway through the second missile. If it came out 10-15 seconds later, I would have lost that game. So if you can just stall their tank by, if you can stall their tech unit by a little bit, that's how you win. Also, getting one Harvester kill lets you have the Tiberium float to
Establishing battlefield control.
spam the unit you need to kill the Mammoth, which in his case would have been Orcas. He needed like 3 or 4 Orca volleys to kill the Mammoth. If he had simply had a 280 Tiberium float because he killed some Harvesters along the way,
New objective
then he would have been able to spam enough of them
building online. Unit
to stop
ready.
me from winning the game there with the Mammoth tank.
Awaiting orders. Missiles ready to launch.
So we're gonna go missile because he's gone wheels.
Awaiting orders.
We want to stall this missile as much as possible. I want to make Harvester as my next unit if possible. Because now we have like a little bit of a defensive position. It's harder for him to... Oh, Chuggy. Okay, so Chuggy is really awkward. Chuggy is one of the better units in the game against Double Harvester builds. Because usually Double Harvester doesn't play tanks, and that's the best answer to Chuggy.
Unit lost.
So we either need to save for an Orca to fight it, or we need to simply concede the first missile. Obviously, I'd prefer not to simply let him have the first missile without stalling. But the Orca is such a big expense that I don't know if I want to make it. Alright, we are going to make the Orca and fight for this missile. This is probably a mistake, though. I think I'm going to lose the...
Unit
Ooh.
enhanced.
Alright, yeah. So we wasted some Tiberium there. That was a big misplay by me. I should have just let him have it. Like, I wasn't going to win the first missile with 2 Harvesters anyway because of PopCap. If I had killed those wheels, I could have maybe got a flip. And that would have been sweet. But we didn't, so, you know. Now we're just further away from our Mammoth tank. Man, those boosted bites killed my Orca.
Unit lost.
Yeah, so this guy is playing correctly against double harvester. This is the correct time to go and pressure the harvesters as well. I need to start making cheap units because, as you can see, the missile is... If he keeps charging this missile, it's going to fire before I get a mammoth tank out.
Unit lost.
So yeah, he stops charging for a little while there, which really hurts him because now I'm actually going to have mammoth tank in time. So here comes mammoth. We need to also save up enough to build a unit to defend it, like a hammerhead.
Lost.
So I'm not going to build another unit yet. I'm going to wait until... Okay, so I can afford the hammerhead, so now we can start making other things. We're going to make missile troopers. Those are probably the best cheap unit. Oh, artillery and cyborgs. Okay, so we can crush the cyborgs and kill the artillery. Cool. So artillery is very scary, but it's another unit that's good against not tech, basically. It's not very good against... well, it's good against most tech units, but mammoth tank is beefy enough to actually survive it. Although I have seen artillery kill... I have seen artillery kill an avatar, so, you know... It's actually kind of disgusting how good artillery is. Alright, so there goes the artillery. Can't run over these cyborgs because of the position of them up against the base. Jesus, another artillery? This is absurd. Alright, so mammoth tank actually one-shots artillery, so that's nice. This guy's playing this pretty well. He's keeping his cyborgs away when I'm boosted, and he knows I can run them over. Oh, yeah, got him. Got him again. Nice. I think we're going to probably take this one. Mammoth is pretty good unit, not going to lie. Another fucking artillery, Jesus. Alright. Are you serious? Did my game just crash? No, it just lagged. Okay, we're gonna win.
Unit warhead cancelled. Unit lost. Unit enhanced. Unit
Okay.
ready.
Well, that lag was frustrating.
Warhead launched.
Luckily, it didn't matter. We got there. Could have lost to the lag, but luckily we didn't.
Victorious.
I would have been pretty upset if we lost to lag. Okay, cool. Eight 8-0 with Mammoth Tank. That one was a little bit sketchy. Artillery is just a grossly overpowered unit right now. I think artillery is better than Avatar. Like, artillery costs 90, Avatar costs 230, and I think artillery does the job way better than Avatar does. It's really very silly. It's only the fact that tech is bad that is keeping artillery down at all. In fact, that's not even true, because you can play artillery off of one harvester. The only thing that keeps artillery down is how strong GDI air is. Because everyone plays Orca Borka at the moment. So if you're playing Nod, it's extremely hard to beat artillery. Yeah, Jeffrey, I do think that air is better with Mammoth. I think drones and Orca are just so strong and require such specific answers that you can hold people off with drone and Orca for a long time.
Unit ready.
Riflemen ready to move out.
Alright, let's see what this guy's up to. So he's gone bikes first. We'll make some missiles.
Riflemen, I'm on it. Infantry mission squad standing by.
You should hire last opponent to do consult artillery coaching.
Yeah, the thing is, Nukin, I've noticed that every time someone loses with artillery, you just say that they're a trash artillery player.
Harvester ready.
Like, basically every time I've ever seen anyone play artillery on my stream, you always say they're a trash player, regardless of how they did.
Awaiting orders.
Unit lost.
Forward, mark, lock and
Unit ready.
Alright, so this guy's not killing my drones for some reason. This is a huge misplay on his part. He should have used those bikes to kill my drones so that he can use flamers. Instead, he's just tunnel visioning my harvester. It's a pretty big misplay. He hasn't done that. Like, first of all, he's not charging the missile, which, as I've said before, is the worst thing you can do against double harvester is not charge. And secondly, he's just tunnel visioning this single harvester, and I'm just going to swap them round. So now my half-life harvester is protected by my full-life harvester. And I'm going to put the drone swarm in this spot as well, so he can't reach it. So I'm pop capped here, which is obviously pretty annoying. I'm pretty close to Mammoth Tank though, so next time I get pop cap, I'm just gonna make a Mammoth Tank. And he hasn't charged the missile at all. Like, look at the missile. It literally is still at 0 charge, and I have a Mammoth Tank out.
Warning, our base is under attack.
Alright, so we'll run these guys over.
Unit lost.
It doesn't even matter really if he gets a harvester now.
Unit lost. Harvester ready. Harvester ready.
Like, he still needs to kill a Mammoth Tank, right? Which he's not doing a very good job of so far.
Unit ready.
Well, here comes a Giga Cannon. That's quite scary. We need to go and kill that right away. Alright, cool. See ya, Giga Cannon. Mammoth versus Scorpions, the age-old battle. So now we saved it for another Mammoth Tank, and the missile still is not even charged at all. Alright. Now we'll just roll the 2 Mammoth Tanks over to his base. I don't think he has an answer to them. It doesn't look like he does. He's just been throwing bikes and Scorpions at them, so... This might be the game where we manage to get all 5 Mammoth Tanks out.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Alright, that's 4. Alright, I think he might be done. Alright, sad. I don't think we're gonna get to 5 this game. Looks like he's had enough. Oh, hang on. We might get a harvester kill. That could give us enough money. We just need pop cap now. I'm sorry, Ollie. I'm not trying to BM you, man. I just want to have 5 Mammoth Tanks on the field.
Unit ready.
Alright. Oh, 5 Mammoths. Nailed it.
Enemy base destroyed.
Alright, 9-0 with Mammoth Tank. Here we go. Let's see if we can get the 10-0 with Mammoth.
Establishing battlefield control. Three.
Finally, a victory.
New objective available.
Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can do it, boys
Unit ready.
and girls. The 10-0 Mammoth Tank dream.
Move out. We've got this. They don't stand a
So I'm gonna try and make. I think we'll go let's go second rifles, and then we'll go.
rifleman awaiting orders.
We'll go second harvester after that.
Harvester ready.
You got
I
it.
don't want the pads charging, so I'm moving off.
Move. Infantry. They don't stand a chance.
Unit ready.
I'm super happy about doing a fight like this,
Unit
where we
lost.
both just keep throwing units at the same pad and keeping it yellow. That's exactly what I want.
Unit lost.
Oh, Chuggy. As I said earlier,
Mod
Chuggy is an
version
awkward
Mammoth
one.
tank deck. Oksana
think-
rifles, missiles,
I
venom,
think I'm gonna
basilisk
go
avatar.
Orca.
Ready.
I'm gonna go Orca because the missile's so uncharged at this point. I feel like I can afford the time off going Orca to keep fighting. Alright, so he's gone Banshee, that's fine. We're probably going to make a Hammerhead here.
Unit lost.
I'll hammer them. Missiles ready to fly. Infantry. I'm on it. Circling right forever. Reporting.
I'm gonna boost the Orca. This might be a little bit egregious, but I might steal the missile here, and that would be amazing. Oh, I stole the missile. Taking the missile with, like, it's a calculated risk. If you take the missile, then you're so far ahead because you're a double harvester deck. I mean, I haven't checked if he's double harvester either, but I'm just assuming that Mammoth will beat whatever he makes.
Lost.
Okay, so we're gonna need another hammerhead before we go mammoth tank. Look how expensive mammoth tank is. I mean, seriously. This is why I wouldn't recommend trying to do mammoth tank in real life. Just for funsies, guys. It's actually really difficult to get a mammoth tank out. I don't want to get a mammoth... Because he's shown me Banshee, I don't want to get mammoth tank out without a hammerhead on the field. Alright, here we go, mammoth tank. He's blocking my harvester, which I'm sure he's very proud of himself for doing. Not a great play against mammoth tank. You know, against mammoth tank, you really need a unit that fights a mammoth tank rather than simply messing around with harvester nonsense. Alright, mammoth tank time. Woo! Let's go, mammoth tank. This guy's super dead. Sadly, we're not going to be able to get 6 mammoths because we won the first missile, so we're not going to have time. But we are going to get to make a mammoth tank and kill stuff with it, which is really, it's really the dream. You know, that's what we're all here for, is to make mammoth tanks and kill stuff with it. So, woo! Mammoth tank. Alright, there you go, guys. That is 10-0 with mammoth tank. Mostly just played mammoth tank for fun. Like I said, I would not recommend mammoth tank really, but it is hilarious. Like, it is hard to deny that it is hilarious playing mammoth tank. Like, it is a funny unit to play. And people just tend to fold when it comes out. It's kind of like Avatar used to be when everyone was playing, like, aggro decks and War Factory based aggro decks. Avatar used to clean up the field. Mammoth tank is similar. So yeah, that's pretty cool. In terms of the value, I believe that... Let me take a look at this. So I think it's exactly the same as the last one. The last one was 7,200 credits. That's correct here. 6 VATs. It's 7 VATs. Okay, so the VAT is up by 1. 1 epic... It was 2 epic crates. Okay, so this actually looks better value than the last one was. You used to get 30 rare cards. That's gone up. Oh no, sorry. I forgot to take this stuff off here. But yeah, this is correct.
Big
this is still
mammy,
6.
Big pappy mammy, big pappy
you get
mammy,
one extra,
big pappy mammy, big pappy mammy.
You get 1 extra, Thanks, Kashish. You get 1 extra epic crate than you used to, it looks like. You used to get 30 rare cards, that's the same. You used to get 5 epic cards, that's the same. And you get 750 commons, that's the same. But you didn't get... Oh no, you did. You got 3 rare crates, that's the same. Okay, so it looks like they give you an extra epic. There's 1 extra epic crate to what used to be on there. It's actually not great value. Depending on how you value VATs. That's the issue. So I value VATs at 60 rare cards, because you get 30 rare cards of your choice, and I think choosing the rare you get is twice as valuable, roughly, as a random one, because about half the rares are good. But if you value the VAT much higher, if you're someone who's going to buy VATs in the store, this is much better value. Much, much better, because you're getting 600 for the same number of VATs, but you also get all this additional stuff. However, if you don't really think VATs are worth buying, which is fair enough, because VATs only give you 30 cards for like 125 diamonds, then this is still not fantastic value. In terms of the number of cards you get, it's not that good. Like the amount of things you get,
run blade.
It's actually not that great. But if you're going to buy VATs anyway, then it's quite good. So I am going to claim this first premium run because I want VATs anyway. But yeah, if you're not someone who's looking to buy VATs anyway, I probably wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's still the best way to spend diamonds that exists in Rivals. It's still like 3 times better than anything from the store. But compared to other events, it's not that amazing. Like, the best events for value are, let me just get through these crates and I'll check my spreadsheet. The best events for value, in my opinion, are obviously the tournament mode, where you get 1,000 diamonds if you're 50-0. That's insane, because it's infinite value if you're 50-0. But the best events for value are Cabal's War Games and Champions. The Champions event, the 15-game champion event, if you 50-0 that, it's like an extra 50% value on this resource blitz. So yeah, it's this is still like twice as good as Credit Blitz. Credit Blitz is absolutely terrible. I wouldn't recommend Credit Blitz ever. But it's like slightly better. It's slightly worse than Crate Challenge. It's quite a lot worse than Cabal War Games. It's worse than Champs. So yeah, it's not a bad one. You get VATs. VATs are great, but it's not the best one. But if you want VATs, then this is the best one. If you want cloning VATs, this is easily the best one. And cloning VATs are obviously very good. So yeah, that's my take on the value. And yeah, that'll probably be the end of the YouTube video. So thanks everyone. And don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. Alright, I will catch you guys later.